All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call halal yum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakal Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, Haitians, and Brazilians. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so I have this video here that I pulled off the internet. All right, I want to play it for you. All right, and then we go and get into the scriptures. All right, and as the video plays, I might pause it and do some talking and all right. But let's just get into the scriptures. All right, let's play this video.
Have you noticed the trend among billionaires lately? They're not just splurging money on yachts and private islands anymore. Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and several other billionaires are now sinking their fortunes into multi-million-dollar bunkers. But why? While mainstream...
I'll tell you why, all right? I'll tell you why. Because biblical prophecy is getting ready to come past, all right? See, these people are in the know. They know what's getting ready to happen. They know that nuclear missiles are going to flood and hit this earth, man. All right? And that's inevitable because it's biblical prophecy. All right? World War III is biblical prophecy. World War III is all throughout the Bible. All right? And the nuclear missiles are also all throughout the Bible, man. All right? All the prophets, the prophets spoke about World War III and the nuclear missiles hitting this earth, man. All right, and all these billionaires, they're in the know. They know that nuclear missiles are about to hit this earth. That's why they're buying bunkers and building bunkers. All right, so that, when this World War III pops off, they could go in those bunkers, man. All right, and it's the elites that are creating this this World War III. So of course they know it's the elites themselves that are creating this World War III. That's why they got the bunkers. They got the bunkers in underground that go 13 feet underground. All right, they got the bunkers in the mountains. All right, inside the mountains. All right, and it's really the Lord that's doing this, but the Lord is using Esau, Edom, all right, to bring forth World War III. All right, so these nuclear missiles could be shot off because that's the Lord's will to cleanse this earth. All right, with thermonuclear destruction. All right, because wickedness has exceedingly polluted this earth, like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 6th verse. All right, so that's why they're buying these bunkers and building their own bunkers, man, because they know that nuclear missiles are going to hit this earth, man, and that's what's getting ready to happen, man. All right, very, very soon, nuclear missiles are going to be shot off in World War III and hit this earth, man. What did the Lord say in Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter? All right, the 8th verse. All right, for the earth shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy, man. And that's going to happen in this third world war. All right, that's what's going to happen in this third world war. And we're going to get the scriptures in a second. All right. So that's why these billionaires and these elites, all right, they're buying bunkers and building bunkers, man. All right. And they already have these bunkers, man. Starting with the elite banking families, they already have their bunkers, man. Because they're the ones that's creating World War III. They know what they're doing. All right. Let's continue. All right. And then we're going to get the scriptures to prove it, man. All right.
Media distracts us. Behind the scenes, the evil elites are gearing up for what they call the Great Reset.
And you see, they're gearing up for what they call a Great Reset. Yeah, because the elites have an agenda. And that agenda is to bring forth a new world order. And part of that new world order is to create world war. All right, there's something that's known as the Albert Pica Mazzini plan, which the elites, they go by. All right, which is a plan to create 3 world wars. They had World War I, World War II, and now World War III. All right. That's part of their the Great Reset, to bring on this third world war. All right. And the whole point of World War III is to bring controversy between the Muslim world and the Judaism world. All right, you read about that in a book called Satan's Angels Exposed. All right, and that's exactly what you see happening right now. All right, and that's how the rest of this earth, this world, is going to be brought into this World War III. All right, because of what's happening between the Muslim world and the Judaism world. All right, America's going to be pulled into this World War III because of Israel. It tells you that in I think it's Jeremiah 50 or Jeremiah 51. All right, how the least of the flock, which is Israel, is going to pull Babylon into this World War III, which is America. All right, we're gonna get the scriptures, but let's finish this video.
Plan that involves sparking civil wars, triggering power outages.
Let me rewind that real quick.
The Great Reset, a plan that involves sparking civil wars, triggering power outages, and potentially even igniting a third world war.
Not potentially. All right, not potentially. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. All right, that's why they have their bunkers. And that's why these billionaires, like we, at the beginning of the video, it says, why are they buying these bunkers? Because they know what's getting ready to happen, man. All right, it's not potentially, it is going to happen. It's inevitable because it's prophecy. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, believe it or not. It's inevitable. World War III is biblical prophecy. This is the Lord's will. Right, to cleanse this earth by thermonuclear destruction, because this earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, like the scriptures say, man. So this earth has to be cleansed, and fire is the best cleansing agent. And this thermonuclear destruction that's getting ready to pop off in World War III is going to do it, man. All right, let me rewind it one more time though, because they said something.
The Great Reset, a plan that involves sparking civil wars, triggering...
Yeah, all right, yeah, a plan that's, they are going to spark civil wars called order added chaos, all right? And civil war is also biblical prophecy when you read, 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, all right? One people shall stand up to fight against another people with swords in their hands, and there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. All right, that's biblical prophecy. Civil war, race wars, and race riots. All right, it's called order added chaos. They create this chaos to come behind it with order, man. To put the people in order. It's control, man. All right.
Power outages and potentially even igniting a third world war.
Yeah, it's not potentially. It is going to happen because it's prophecy. It's inevitable. All right, World War III is all throughout the Bible. The nuclear missiles are spoken all throughout the Bible. All right, America being destroyed. All right, it's spoken throughout all throughout the Bible, man. All right, by nuclear destruction. All right, in this third world war.
While they rest in their multi-million-dollar bunkers, the rest of us are left to fend for ourselves.
You see? All right. It says they're going to be in their multi-million-dollar bunkers. All right, so let's just get the scriptures, man. All right, let's just get the scriptures. Let's get Revelation, the 6th chapter. All right, let's get Revelation. Let's just do it like this. Let me take the parallel off. All right, let's get Revelation 6. All right, let me start at verse. Let me grab it real quick. All right, let's start at verse 12. All right. We'll start at verse 12. All right, but first, hold on. Let's play this video back one more time. Let me play the beginning of it real quick.
Have you noticed the trend among billionaires lately? They're not just splurging money on yachts and private islands anymore. Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and several other billionaires are now sinking their fortunes into multi-million-dollar bunkers. But why?
All right, yeah, they're putting their money into multi-billion-dollar bunkers, man. All right. So let's get the scriptures. All right, and there's a reason for it. All right. And the scriptures talk about the elites and the kings of this earth and the people that the kings of this earth and the people that's in the high places, how they're going to be in their bunkers. All right, so let's get it. This is Revelation 6 and 12. It says, and I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And that's talking about the nuclear missiles hitting this earth, man. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, And the stars of heaven fell unto earth. Those stars of heaven are talking about the nuclear missiles. All right. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That mighty wind is talking about that nuclear destruction. All right. When you go to Jeremiah 51, let's grab it. Jeremiah 51. Where we at? Jeremiah 51 and 1, which is talking about America being destroyed, this whole chapter. All right, it says, thus save the Lord. Behold, I will rise up against Babylon, America. All right, Babylon is talking about America. All right, the Lord said he's going to rise up against Babylon, America. All right, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. That's talking about the nuclear destruction. All right, it's talking about the nuclear destruction. All right, so let's go back into Revelation. All right, Revelation 6. We start at 12 again. All right, so it says, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal. All right, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth and of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, which is the nuclear missiles, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That mighty wind is talking about the nuclear destruction again. All right. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, talking about the mushroom cloud. All right. And every mountain and island were moved out of their place. All right. Talking about the, because this whole earth is going to rock. The whole earth is going to shake. All right. From how powerful these nuclear missiles are, man. They're going to hit this earth. All right. They're going to hit this earth. All right. It says, and the heavens departed as a scroll when it rolled together, talking about the mushroom cloud, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Yeah, all right. Now the scriptures say in Isaiah, all right, there's a few places. Isaiah 20. Let's get Isaiah 20. All right. You know, that's how powerful these nuclear missiles are, that the whole earth is going to rock. All the mountains and all the islands are going to be removed out of their place. This whole earth is going to be rearranged once again. Just like when we had Pangea, then the earth split up, and now you have all these different continents. The same thing is going to happen when these nuclear missiles hit, man. All right, so let's get Isaiah, the 20th chapter. No, my bad, it's the 24th chapter. All right. Starting at, I start at verse 19. Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. What's going to break this earth down? The nuclear missiles. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. All right. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right. That's how powerful these nuclear missiles are. These modern day nuclear missiles, man. All right. Yielding 100 megatons, 150 megatons of TNT, man. 50 megatons of TNT. All right. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. The transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. That's right, man. Right. This whole earth, bro, is going to shake, bro. All right. It's going to shake. It's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard, man. All right, so now let's get back into Revelation so we can get to the point. All right, the whole point is them being in the bunkers, man. All right, Revelation 6, and I was at verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. And the kings of the earth, this is the point, and the kings of the earth, and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men, talking about the elites, man, the elite banking families. All right. The Illuminati, wicked, Edomite elite banking families, man. All right. And all these billionaires and people that sit in high places like your presidents, your prime ministers. You know, these the Senate House and the congressmen and, you know, the politicians and, you know. All right, it's verse 15. It says, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, talking about their bunkers. So that's why they got their bunkers, man. They got their bunkers ready. They're creating bunkers. The elites already got their bunkers ready. All right, but you got these billionaires that are buying bunkers and building bunkers, you know, because they know what's getting ready to happen. All right. And the reason why, you know, they're going to live through that nuclear fire too. You know why? Because they're going to be the first set of slaves, all right, to clean up this earth. When the Israelites drop down from those chariots, all right, we're going to take them out of their bunkers, all right, and then the first thing they're doing is going into shackles and chains. They're going to be chained up. They're going to be our first set of slaves, our subjects, our servants to clean up this earth, man. All right, it tells you that in Psalms the 149th chapter. All right. And in Jeremiah 16 and 16, it tells you how we're gonna not Jeremiah 16 and 16, Amos 9 and 2, how we're gonna take them out of their bunkers. All right. But let's keep reading. It says Revelation 6 and 15, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, talking about Yahweh, the Most High, and from the wrath of the Lamb, Yahushai. All right, because Yahushai is going to crack that sky with the angels during the time these nuclear missiles are hitting this earth. It's going to be Yahushai and the angels with the nuclear missiles simultaneously destroying this earth, cleansing this earth with fire. All right. It says, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Talking about Yahweh, that's the one that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahushai, because he's getting ready to carry out the wrath and the anger of the Lord. All right. For the great day of wrath is come. All right. Talking about when these nuclear missiles hit and when Yahushai returns, man. All right. For that great day of wrath is come. And who shall be able to stand? All right. And the same thing is written in Isaiah the 2nd chapter. So let's get that. Isaiah the 2nd chapter. So they're going to be in their nuclear bunkers. I think it's Isaiah 2 and hold on, let me flip through my pages here. All right, give me a second. Isaiah 2 and 19. I'll just get to the point. All right. Isaiah 2 and 19. It says, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth. You see, talking about the nuclear bunkers. All right. The elites. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of Yahweh. All right. And for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. And that's going to happen when these nuclear missiles hit, man. All right. The Lord is getting ready to shake terribly the earth. We read earlier in Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24, that the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard from these nuclear missiles hitting, man. All right, so the Lord is getting ready to shake terribly the earth, man. All right, not only with the nuclear missiles, but the return of Yahushai, man. All right, and they shall go into the holes, all right, of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, talking about the bunkers for the fear of Yahweh, because they know the Lord is getting ready to return, man. All right, they know that the nuclear missiles are about to pop off, and they know the Lord is getting ready to return, man. That's why in Revelation 12 and 12 it says, for he knows that he has nothing but a short time. All right. He knows that Yahushua is getting ready to come back and bring him down from the rulership of this planet Earth. Talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, he's not going to rule this planet Earth forever, starting with the elite banking families. All right, it says, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth. Again, talking about the bunkers, for the fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly of the earth. All right. It says, and in that day a man shall cast idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Yeah, because that ain't gonna be able to save them. All right, it says to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for the fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. You see? That's talking about them in the nuclear bunkers, man. All right? The nuclear bunkers underground. All right? And in the mountains as well. But we're going to take them out of their nuclear bunkers, all right? Let's get that. And that's in Jeremiah, all right? Because the Lord is going to turn, because the prophets are also known as fishers. Who are they fishing? They're fishing the elect. But the Lord is going to turn the prophets into hunters, all right? Matter of fact, not Jeremiah. Let's get Amos. Amos, the 9th chapter. All right, starting at I'll start at 1, all right? It says, Amos 9:1, it says, I saw the Lord, all right? I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. Woo. All right. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, talking about those nuclear bunkers, all right, underground, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. All right. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down, talking about the elites. It says, though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Yeah, the Lord is going to use us to take them out of those bunkers, man. All right, we are the Lord's hand, man. He said, though my hand shall take them. All right. And let's get Jeremiah, like I said I was. Jeremiah 16:16. I think. Yeah, all right. Jeremiah 16:16, it says, behold, I will send for many fishers, which are the prophets. All right. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh. All right. And they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock. So we're going to take them out of their nuclear bunkers, and they're going straight into chains, man. The elites, the kings of this earth. All right. So when you go to back to Revelation, all right, the 6th chapter, all right, it says verse 15, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, talking about the nuclear bunkers, which is known as dumb, all right, deep underground military bases, all right, and they got the nuclear bunkers also in the mountains, underground and in the mountains. It says, and every free man hid themselves in the dens of the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath come, and who shall be able to stand? That's talking about the nuclear, the bunkers, man. All right, the rich elite in the nuclear bunkers. All right, and we gonna grab them out of those nuclear bunkers. They're gonna be our first set of slaves, man. That's why the Lord has them down in those nuclear bunkers. Again, all right, Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, save the Lord, saith Yahweh. All right, and they shall fish them, And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. We're gonna hunt them out of their bunkers, man. Take them out of their bunkers and then put them to chains. Because when we come down from those chariots, we're gonna see where they're out in their bunkers. We're gonna grab them from out of the bunkers. All right. And then they're going into chains. All right. They're gonna be our first set of slaves. All right. Let's grab that. All right. Psalms 149. All right. I'll start at verse 6. Psalms 149 and 6. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth. And I'll start at verse 5. All right. Psalms 49 and 5. Let the saints are the Israelites, starting with the elect. All right. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, which are the other nations, and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. So they got to go into slavery. The elites of this earth, all right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they have to go into chains and shackles, because they're going to be the first set of slaves to clean up this earth after the nuclear destruction. All right. It says to execute upon them the judgment written, which is slavery. All right. This honor have all his saints. Yeah, this is going to be the honor for the Israelites, man. All right. The Negro, Latino, Native American men, Seminole Indian, West Indians, Haitian, and Brazilian men. All right. To the Israelite men. All right. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. All right. So that's why they got the nuclear bunkers, man, because they know that these nuclear missiles are going to hit, man. All right. They know that these nuclear missiles are going to hit. All right. You know? And the Lord is going to put them in the nuclear bunkers and let them live through that nuclear destruction so they could be our first set of slaves. All right. There has to be slaves, subjects, and servants. All right. Just like we were their slaves, subjects, and servants. Just like we were their captives. Now they have to be our captives, subjects, slaves, and servants. All right. They have to go into slavery, man. You see? All right. So the scriptures talk about the elites in their nuclear bunkers, and, you know, because they know that the wrath of the Lord is coming with the nuclear missiles, and Yahweh Shai himself, man, is coming to destroy this earth with the angels, man, simultaneously, man. All right. What did Yahweh Shai say in Luke 12 and 49? He said, I am come to set fire on earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? Because the earth is going to be on fire already when Yahweh Shai returns. But he just going to add unto it. He said, imagine what I'm going to do if it already be kindled. All right. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up real quick and we'll end it with that. All right. That's Luke. All right. The 12th chapter, the 49th verse. All right. Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? Yeah, he said, imagine what I'm going to do. What will I'm going to do? All right. If it's already on fire, he just going to add unto it. He said, just imagine what I'm going to do to this earth when I come back. If it's already on fire, just imagine what I'm going to do. He's just going to add unto it, man. All right. The Lord going to destroy this place with the chariots, man. All right, them laser beams coming out the chariots, which is what this world calls a so-called UFO. You know? Man. All right. So, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Rattazad, this lesson was edifying. All right. So with that being said, I want to say call halal yum Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakal, Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, Haitians, and Brazilians. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so with that being said, until the next one, Shalom.